Hello guys and welcome to the FATBOSS guide to Wrathion on normal and heroic.
So this two-phase boss isn't too difficult, but if you do go in blind, you can easily be caught out by some of the more impactful mechanics. So let's jump straight in.
Now to start, you want to tank the boss facing away from the raid. He has a breath that will apply a debuff that increases the damage you take of this magic damage cone by 80%. You'll want to taunt him on 2 and make sure you use a cooldown for the second hit. As for the raid, you want to be stacked at the side of the boss, making sure you're never hit by the breath or the boss's tail swipe. Ranged, you should be stood further back and slightly spread. This will make things easier for the melee when Gale Blast is cast. This generates a large circle around the boss that deals massive damage to anyone within it. Players outside are also hit, but for far less. Immediately afterwards, fireball circles will appear and deal splash damage, so by being pre-spread, it's far less likely that anyone is going to take significant extra damage. Another thing to worry about in this phase is the incineration debuffs. If one of these is applied to you, you want to make sure you move far away from the raid before it expires, as it deals large raid-wide damage that falls off with distance. Now after being in the phase for around 50 seconds or so, the boss will cast Burning Cataclysm and teleport to a random side of the room. Shortly afterwards, the room will fill up with fire that deals ticking damage and then will explode later, pretty much one-shotting you if you're in it. There is fortunately a safe spot that is almost directly on the opposite side of the room to where the boss teleported to. So the moment that he teleports, move to the opposite side of the room, find the safe spot and then just wait for the fires to explode. And after, you can then move back to the boss. Immediately after the Burning Cataclysm, you'll see a bunch of molten eruption puddles. These don't do anything and you don't need to worry about them until after the boss casts his second Burning Cataclysm. This is when phase 2 begins.
At this point, the boss will become immune and all of the eruption zones will then become spikes. If these are not killed before the boss gains his energy back, they'll individually explode and apply a really nasty dot to the entire raid, so you want to kill them off as soon as you possibly can. You're assisted with this as the boss will spawn scale of Wrathion circles. You need to soak these before they hit the ground, otherwise the entire raid will take a huge burst of damage. Players that soak them will get a 5-stack debuff that lasts for 20 seconds. Each time you come into contact with a spike with this debuff, you'll instantly kill it, which will remove a stack of the buff and refresh the duration of it. So you'll just want to run around the room and kill as many spikes as you can. Meanwhile, the rest of the raid just kill the ones that haven't been instantly killed. Classes with walking immunities, so hunters, paladins, or decent mobility classes like demon hunters are really good for soaking the spikes, and the reason for this is because of the assassins. These guys will spawn around the outsides of the room as soon as the phase starts, and they will fixate a random player whilst they're in stealth. If they reach that target, then they're going to stun them for 10 seconds, which is really bad if it goes on players that are dealing with the spikes, and immunities completely prevent that from happening. But to note, you can break the stealth of the assassins by hitting them with AoE abilities, so spamming them on top of players running with the scales without immunities is a really good idea. Once the spikes are dead, you can then swap to the assassins, and phase 1 will just begin again, and from there the fight repeats, and nothing changes.
Thanks for watching guys. If this guide helped you out, then do drop us a like, and to be even more well acquainted with this encounter, go and have a quick read of our guide over on Wowhead. You can find images and tooltips to give you an even stronger understanding of the fight. A link for that can be found in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Take care.